Hello everybody and welcome to my presentation. This is my presentation on ICT 111 Intro to Cybersecurity, Assignment 3. I am Jason Bignell and my student number is just there. Today we will be analysing the digital footprint of the Mundijong Family Practice. The Mundijong Family Practice Centre offers various healthcare services from its location in Mundijong. These include GP services, obstetrician type services, all sorts of things. The online footprint for this organization includes a website, a Facebook and Instagram profile, and also various Google reviews. This business was chosen because it is a smaller business with a moderate digital footprint, and also because it has access to sensitive medical data, increasing the risk factor. The following report will cover the organization's digital footprint and cyber fraud risk profile, and recommend mitigation measures to enhance the business's risk profile. Today, for the digital footprint, we will be covering the website, their emails, their Google reviews, and their social media. In the case of the website, investigations reveal that it has a valid certificate and it uses HTTPS encrypted communications. This is of course good, as it means that all network traffic between the site and the user is encrypted and difficult to intercept. However, the Our Family section and book appointment option does also include a certain amount of information about doctors and their history, which could potentially be used in something like a social engineering attack or a phishing attack. The Mundijong Family Practice Centre also has an email for which they maintain their own domain. It's quite likely that multiple employees have access to this email, given that it is a generic front-facing email. After I investigated the domain via the site MX Toolbox, and there I discovered that they have a correctly configured SPF record and a published DNS record. There is no evidence of blacklisting associated with the domain, meaning they have not been used for any mass spam or etc. IBeanPwn.com reports there has been no breaches associated with the email address. However, of concern is that the DMARC protocol is not configured. This means that it is possible to spoof yourself as this email and not have it set any red flags or do anything on the receiver's end. The practice also has 212 Google reviews listed at time of writing. These contain some potentially revealing information, though not excessive. This information includes which doctor a patient saw, the procedures they underwent while they were there, some of them small patient details, as well as the dates and times of which they had their appointment. Information contained here could be used for phishing emails, identity fraud, or even social engineering. The Mundijong Family Practice maintains a small social media presence. This is on both Facebook and Instagram. Investigating these profiles revealed that there was nothing of immediate concern, and the main content of these profiles is mostly medical related announcements, such as reminders to get vaccines. The cyber fraud risks. The cyber fraud risks associated with this practice can be summarized as such. There is a certain amount of staff and doctor information available online, as well as some limited personal information. This could be used to imitate the doctors in messaging patients. As the DMARC policy is not configured, emails from that domain can be spoofed, further allowing one to imitate the practice. The practice has access to patient information and other sensitive health data, which renders it a target. Size of the business would imply that they likely have no IT sector or advanced IT resources to help in the case of attack, and connections can be made in relationships between the patients and doctors via the Google reviews. As for phishing, as the organization does not have a DMARC policy, it's considerably easy to use the public-facing email and the Google review and staff information to craft a phishing email and impersonate one of the doctors or the receptionist. Business email profile compromise. The lack of DMARC configuration also means that the front email could also be spoofed and used to message internal staff, potentially containing malicious links such as credential harvesting, keyloggers, or other malicious stuff. Social engineering. Cybercriminals commonly use their social engineering tactics to compromise targets. This involves using information you know about the target to convince them that you are someone you are not, or to otherwise give you information. You could use the information from both the website and the Google reviews to mount such an attack against the patients of the practice. All of these avenues in which one could gain access to the system and or the patient's systems are ways that one could use ransomware or deploy ransomware. Ransomware is a type of software that takes control of your computer and demands money before you can have it back, if you ever get it back. As said before, an attacker could spoof the reception email and send phishing emails to internal staff. Ransomware could be delivered via these emails, or attackers could use these links to harvest staff credentials and then use those credentials to deploy ransomware. In conclusion, Munjong Family Practice appears to have a somewhat moderate level of risk for cyber fraud. As mentioned earlier, they are somewhat vulnerable to these attack activities such as phishing, business email compromise, ransomware, and or social engineering. Leading risk factors in this conclusion are the involvement in the health industry, making them an attractive target for hackers, the lack of a DMARC policy, leaving them open to impersonation via spoofing, as well as the information available via the Google reviews and their own website. I would recommend that the practice contacts their domain provider and ensure that the DMARC policy is configured and that all other settings and policies are kept up to date. Reassess the information presented in the Our Family and Book Appointments section of the website, perhaps reconsidering just how much information to reveal. Similarly, review Google reviews for excessive personal information and even potentially delete ones that are too revealing. Also, consider asking patients not to include this information in the reviews in the first place, possibly even explaining to them the potential risk involved in showing this information on the internet. Now, as a final step, you can ensure that multi-factor authentication options are enabled for all accounts, including both internal accounts and social media accounts. This means that if hackers do get a hold of credentials, they are not as effective. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and that is all.